What's the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cards everywhere here. First off, I'd like to apologise for my absence the last week. It has been extremely busy in work with the Christmas period. It might still be a bit dodgy for the next 2 or 3 weeks until January rolls around, and then we'll be back to regular uploads. But I'll still try to get out a video or two each week. So today I've got a event deck for you for the new event. So you need to have 3 paleontology, 2 history and 1 arts and culture. And the rest of the deck can be any of the other albums. So I've chosen to go with a Statue of Liberty build. So I'll give a quick rundown of the deck and we'll jump into a game. So first off we have Arthur Pylura. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand with 45 or more base power lose 30 power this turn and the next turn. Then we've got Tully Monster. On the draw, your cards wherever they are with 70 or more base power gain 22 power until played. On the return, your remaining cards in hand with 7 or more base energy cost -2 energy for 3 turns. Then we have the Mythic Unicorn. On the draw, this card gains 77 power this turn. Next up, Shinigami. On the play, if it's the 13th turn of the game or before, a random opponent's card in hand in play loses 500 power this turn. And if it's the 14th or 15th turn of the game, this card loses 500 power. But since there is only 3 rounds in the event, we don't need to worry about the negative effect of Shinigami. Next up, another Mythic, the Grim Reaper. On the play, an opponent's random card in hand loses 50 power permanently. Then we have yet another Mythic, the Holy Grail. On the draw, your Burning Human Body cards, wherever they are, gain 28 power until played. Next we've got the science portion of the deck. The first one is Statue of Liberty. On the play, if your deck has exactly 6 science cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain 21 power until played, and then repeat for each album. Next we have Antimatter. On the play, this card loses 50 power and the card opposite this loses 50 power this turn. Next, I've gone with the 3 Excellent Elements cards. The first one is Plutonium. On the draw, all cards in both players' hand burn 5 until this card is returned to your deck. On the play, your cards adjacent to this gain 20 power this turn. And then on the return, the card opposite this loses 5 power permanently. Then we have Astonine. On the return, if your deck has exactly 3 Excellent Element cards, your non-science cards, wherever they are, gain 20 power this round. Then we've got Gold. On the play, if this card matches the arena, it gains 50 power this turn. And then we've got the Mount Everest. On the draw, if it's before round 3 turn 2, this card costs +1 energy until played. If it's after round 3 turn 2, this card costs -1 energy until played. Then on the play, if it's round 3 turn 2, give this card and the cards adjacent to this 45 power permanently. Then we've got the space portion of the deck. The first one is Kepler Supernova. On the play, a random other space card in your hand gains 48 power until played. Then we have a HD. At the start of a turn, this card loses 50 power until played. Then we've got yet another Mythic, Planet X. On the play, if your deck has 9 or fewer space cards, your space cards, wherever they are, gain 14 power permanently. If your deck contains exactly 4 space cards, give them an additional 14 power until played. Then we have the final Mythic, the Tunstuga Event. On the play, your opponent's cards, wherever they are, lose 7 power until played. If you don't have Tunstuga, you could put in Terminator or something like that. The second last card is the Heat Death of the Universe. On the draw, your cards, wherever they are, with 7 or more base energy cost -2 energy for 2 turns. And your cards, wherever they are, with 4 or less base energy cost +2 energy for 2 turns. And the final card in the deck is Eris. On the draw, your space cards wherever they are lose 10 power permanently. And then on the return, your space cards wherever they are gain 20 power permanently. So that is the deck, guys. I played a few games in the event already. And from what I can tell, Shinigami is the most important card in this event. It can make or break the game for you. So you do need a bit of luck on the draw for that. But otherwise, I've seen a lot of very similar decks. Just big stuff decks. Nothing too interesting or unique yet. But perhaps we'll come across something soon. As for the leagues, I'm still trying to catch up. I only got to, I think it was rank 8 last week. So I'm still in the high teens at the moment. But hopefully I'll be able to pull back sometime soon. But here we go. So we have HD, we get an antimatter, and we get the Tully monster. Unfortunately, we found a bot, so it should be a fairly handy win. The bots aren't too good here. But we'll jump into another game after this. But you can at least see how the deck runs with the bot. So we got the unicorn. So we get that around. We get the Heat Death in there. And the Statue of Liberty for a 6/6/6. Again, absolutely no problem against the bot. So this will be a nice quick game at least. And we'll get Arthur Plur around to reduce the power for the opponent next turn. And we get Plutonium and the Grim Reaper to do the same thing. But absolutely no problems. And we'll have Astenine to give a bit of a boost to our cards next round as well. But I think the Grail will be more than enough to win us the game, or win us the next round at the very least. So we'll go Astenine, the Planet X, and the Kepler Supernova, I suppose, for a 7/01 start. The bot is playing a very strange deck. Nowhere close to what is needed anyway. But at least it's a nice easy win for us. So we get the Eris around. Shinigami and gold. I suppose we'll play the Tunstuga event for a 5/63. And then we'll get the Holy Grail out next turn. You do only get to play the Grail once per game in this deck. But it is usually all you need anyway. So HD, Grail and Antimatter. And that'll be more than enough to finish out the game. And hopefully we can find a real opponent for next game. But as you can see, we can hit some fairly high numbers. And with the right draw, you could probably do well over 1,000. But we will just jump into another one straight away here. Oh, almost jumped into the leagues. But as you can see, I'm only in 14 at the moment. So still quite a bit of grinding to do. I think I have a day off this week. So I should be able to grind up a little bit at least. But I also want to thank everyone for getting me to 200 subs. I never thought I'd get anywhere close to that. So thank you very much, everybody. I very much appreciate it. We won't be able to get the Astenine out. So we'll just play these cards here. And we'll use Tully Monster to make our cards cheaper. I don't think this is a bot, so we'll say hello. Not sure what the opponent is playing yet. So he's got the Shinigami straight away. Thankfully he didn't HD. That does mean he'll get his Shinigami around sooner than we will, which is not ideal. I would like to save both Gold and Astonine for next round. So we'll go Antimatter, Planet X and Arthur Pelura for a 484. That was enough to keep pace with the opponent and get ahead a little bit as well. I just need to not draw Grail this turn. Unfortunately I did. So we're going to miss out on a little bit of power in the Gold, but I think we'll be okay in the long run. So a 614. It is enough to maintain the lead. So there is the first round for us. The opponent is running a little bit of disruption, hoping to catch us off guard, which might make it a bit difficult to play the Grail at some point, but for now I think we'll be okay. So we got our Astonine, we'll get that out. Get the Grim Reaper and the Eris around as well for a 615. And we hit something in hand as well. So we are losing at the start of this round, but we're getting boosts from Astonine. We'll say thank you very much to the opponent. And so we got some reductions there with the heat death. We're not going to be able to use the Grail, or we're not going to be able to take advantage of Mount Everest because he locked something down, but we might be able to squeeze out a win anyway. If he gets Shinigami next turn, I'll just hold back on all my good stuff. We'll know when he has the card in hand. So I do believe that is Shinigami. Unfortunately, we need to play Unicorn and HD anyway, as they get too weak if we don't. So he hit the best card he could have with Shinigami, so he will win this round. As I said, it really does depend on Shinigami for this event. We still came close. But here we go into round 3. And we got the Tully monster going. So we'll go Planet X, Kepler, and Antimatter as well for a 644. So 712 in the end. It is enough to get a good lead on the opponent here. It seems he is giving up. But you really shouldn't, as you never know what you're going to draw. But we do have the Grail for this turn. And we got Tonstuga for 922. Plus the Plutonium boost. Close to 1,000, just not quite there yet. So we have a decent lead on the opponent. So pretty much anything we draw should be enough to secure the victory. But I also believe our Shinigami is coming around right now. That should guarantee the game for us. So we'll go Eris, Arthur Pelura, and the Grim Reaper. Unfortunately, Shinigami is one turn behind, but I think it was enough anyway. So we say good game to the opponent. A very interesting deck indeed, with the dogs and the sharks. But I think I will leave it there, folks. So that is the deck. Don't forget to let me know what you think down in the comments. And again, I apologise for the irregular uploads, but we should be back to normal soon enough. So I will catch you next time. Cards everywhere, out.